Hello. Hopefully you guys and gals can hear me. It's a Judas video, so maybe the audio won't be too particularly good, so please understand. Doing my best, but hello. It's your host with the most, Judas Connor Moon, aka Judichu, aka Mòodas, aka Judas Connor Moon. So today, hopefully, with that being said, this video will sound great, but as you can see, I'm dressed as Leatherface, or you can call him Mòodas Face, and that's for a reason, because today I'm going to be talking about a series I hate, which is the Scream franchise. And I thought the perfect contrast of having something that I hate would be something that I love, which would be the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise. And I'll go into a little bit right now why I like Leatherface as my favorite horror slasher. Bubba, or Leatherface as he's known by, is pretty much a simple character to understand. He was a butcher from a small Texas town. That town goes out of business and defunct, essentially, and people start leaving in droves, where him and his family have lived there their whole life, so they stay. He's a butcher, obviously, and instead of butchering animals at this point, they start butchering humans. The family grave robs, they kidnap, they kill, they gruesome murders. But all in all, it's because they're a family and they do things for their family's survival, essentially. Bubba has a split personality. Sometimes he dresses like the matriarch of the family because the family doesn't have a woman, so sometimes he takes that role. I find that really interesting in the horror slasher. So, just one of the few reasons why I like Bubba. He dances. He got a chainsaw. He makes noises. They're like, "Get her, Bubba, get her." He has little character moments. It's little things like that that I really happen to enjoy. So, he's my favorite. Whereas Scream, I think Ghostface is one of the most boring fucking slashers ever. Like, ever. He's just as bad as Art the Clown. I don't think he's even in a good place to even say that he's like a slasher, but we'll get into that. Wes Craven is known for the series, which I find really bizarre because people on the stairs. You have New Nightmare, Nightmare on Elm Street, Shocker, Hills Have Eyes. I want to say Drag Me to Hell or Let the Right One In or Take My Soul. It's something like that. It's like a horror movie where a murderous killer soul inhabits a bunch of teenagers. I like that movie. It wasn't very popular when it came out, so that's it is what it is, right? But I remember it. So again, Wes has a lot of these good movies, right? And it's just bizarre that I guess people are so keen on Scream, but this will be a long one. I'll be ranting and raving and rambling, so please sit back and relax and enjoy. Get some snacks, because yes, this might be a long one, but hope you guys and gals enjoy. I hope the popping isn't too bad. I don't understand why the audio pops. I'm not like particularly yelling, I'm not screaming, but God hates me sometimes. It is what it is, right? But nonetheless, let's get into the review. Scream. I'll start with the first. I don't like this movie. I think this movie is overrated. Sure, it has, I guess, some tropes that people like that they changed up or whatever the case may be, but I can't say anything I really like but Sydney. Sydney's the best character in the movie. I don't care about David Arquette. I don't care about Courtney Cox. I don't care about Rose McGowan. I don't care about the plot that Sydney's mom was like a prostitute or whatever, slept around and she killed herself. I just don't care. I genuinely don't care. I don't care that Shaggy Doo is over here trying to become a killer. He was better in 13 Ghosts, okay? Sorry. Stick to 13 Ghosts if you're gonna watch Matthew Lillard be a good actor. Just saying. Women like the main killer, I can't think of his name. Women gush over him, so hey, if I was I guess particular to the other sex, I would probably like it, but as a straight male, I'm not too particularly fine. I don't find myself attracted to him, but I know a lot of women do, so that's like another key aspect of the movie. Basic plot is, I just kind of sums it up. And I'm just gonna put it this way: Scream, not good. Scary movie does Scream 1,000 times better. Scary movie is funny. I like the twist that Dewey's the killer. Funny. Love it. I can quote that movie sometimes. She's like, oh my god, it's Mr. Scary Killer Man. Let me get away. Oh no, my leg breaks. Ow, how am I ever supposed to get away? And it just goes on. It's brilliant. It does the way people fellatio Scream by saying it turns all these horror tropes upside down, it does all these things, makes it funny, makes it interesting. People love that Drew Barrymore dies early in the movie. I think that's fucking stupid to this day. As someone who likes Drew Barrymore a lot, like her movies, I wish she would have been in the movie and we could have got the timeline where Rose McGowan dies at the beginning, but she was sleeping with Harvey Weinstein, so unfortunately we didn't get that timeline in this timeline. But closing thoughts on Scream, not the worst in the franchise, but not my favorite in any sort of way. But hey, some of y'all, you might enjoy it. Some of you still might, or will do, or have you haven't seen it, you probably have. It's very popular. I'm not gonna hate. To each their own. But we're gonna get into my favorite into the series, which is Scream 2. Scream 2, I think, does a lot of good things. Scary Movie takes the intro of Scream 2 and does it better as well. Where instead of Jada Pinkett dying, it's Regina Hall, I think, and she's funnier. And like everyone goes up and stabs her because like, oh, you ruined White Guys Can't Jump. You talk through Jaws 7. That shit makes me laugh to this day. Okay, I'm okay with that. The Jada Pinkett death at the beginning or during the stab sequence at the beginning sucks. That's one thing I take out. And another thing I take out of Scream 2, spoiler. Obviously, there's spoilers in this. I just have to preference that because someone might be like, oh my god, I never seen Scream 2. Jamie Kennedy dies in Scream 2, which I am not particularly fond of either. If you were going to kill him off, I would have killed him off in Scream 3. I would have had him in like a coma or something, or just had him bleed out a little bit, but I didn't write that movie, but it is what it is. A basic plot synopsis of Scream 2 is Sydney's going to college and she's just trying to move on from the previous events of what happened in the first movie. And it introduces one of the best characters in the entire fucking franchise, in my opinion, in Cotton. And let me explain why I like Cotton so much. In Scream 2, it's you find out Cotton was the one who initially took the fall for Sydney's mom's death. So he's been in jail for a while. And he fucking hates Sydney. He does not like her at any particular point. He doesn't trust her as far as he can spit. He tolerates her, but he doesn't trust her. And I think it's a really good, is he the killer? And he's not. Spoiler, he's not the killer. But we'll get to that when we get to Scream 3. Cotton isn't the killer, but you often think in this movie he is, and he would be a great payoff for a killer. Because he does have some he has some hatred towards Sydney. But he's not the killer. You find out the killer is Roseanne's sister and the dude from Justified, I think the show is. And I like these two in particular. In the, I want to say the slasher reveals of Scream, I think they're done the best. They have tension to them. They actually are scary. They're intimidating, and the reveal is clever, and I like it. It's the only reason why I would ever recommend Scream 2 to anyone. I like Scream 2 a lot. I saw it on, I want to say, like, Showtime, Cinemax, around that time. I had to be like 10 or 11, not even 10, I'm like 7 or 8, excuse me. I saw this movie around the time I saw it the first time, The Faculty, another horror movie I really like. So I've never forgot the reveal of the killers, and I love it to this day. I'm like, oh, Scream 2's on, I'll watch it. I don't have a problem with it. Scream 2 gets a single thumbs up from me. Till we get to Scream 3. I fucking hate Scream 3. Scream 3 is boring as shit. It's not necessarily its problem. There was a writer's strike when this movie was going on, so they couldn't get a lot of the ideas out that they wanted, so it happens, right? But here's the problem with Scream 3. The movie starts with the death of Cotton. And not like a fake out, which it should have been. No, he just dies. You establish this really interesting, kind of shady character, and you just kill him all. Fuck him. He sucks. He was just a shitty talk show host. If I was rewriting Scream 3, he would have been the killer. He would have faked out everybody. Everyone would have thought he would have died, but he was actually alive in order for his show to garner more views or whatever the case may be. Unfortunately, he's not the killer, as I explained. Scream 3, let me explain the synopsis of this. It's my least favorite, the least watched, and the one I probably have the least to talk about, but if I remember correctly, Scream 3 is about Sydney. She's moved on from the events of 1 and 2, and now she's like kind of like she's in hiding essentially, and she's working with the studio to make another stab movie or whatever, and she finds out that someone is on set, and she finds out Khan dies, and there's people dying on set, and it's all this turmoil between this movie and her, like, a sense of reality is like shattering because she's so isolated at this point. She's so alone. She doesn't trust anybody, which could have worked, but they did not expand upon those ideas. They just went with generic Scream tropes, right? So Scream 3 is pretty much about her and the circumstances of this movie, everything that's happening. The killer in this movie is a single person. It's a man, and I can't remember his. I want to say he's related to Sydney, or that's Scream 4. I think that's Scream 4. I want to say that was her brother, but it's not. I think it's just like a deranged lunatic or whatever. Her long lost brother. It's something stupid though. The reveal of this killer. It's dumb. I don't even remember it. I just remember that it's a single guy, and he's like, "I'm gonna get you, Sydney," on the set, and it's boring. Nothing really happens in this movie but the death of Cotton, in my opinion. Which is, again, unfortunate. He should have been the killer because he was the most developed character from Scream 2. And he would have been perfect because he hates Sydney. And even though he's garnered fame and success from Sydney, it still hinges on the fact that it came from Sydney. It's not like something he developed on his own. He was just like this entertaining guy. No, he was in the Ghostface killing part 2, essentially. So, and if I was writing, he would have been like, I'm tired of being like in your shadow, and I want to be the guy. And I went to jail for 10 years, and I think you owe me. So die, Sydney, essentially. But we don't get that in Scream 3. It's just boring. And again, it maybe was the studio because they were going through like a writer's strike, but that's just, they could have did better. But with that being said, I'll probably go right into Scream 4. Scream 4. This is the one of my generation because came out in high school. I had to been like 14, 15 when this movie came out. I wasn't old enough, I guess you can say, when the first 3 came out. I don't remember when this 3 came out. I want to say they're late 90s, obviously. And they came out back to back to back. But Scream 4 was the one, again, of my generation. The one they were trying to, like, I guess, redo all the new horror tropes that came into the timeline, I guess you can say. Cabin Fever, or not Cabin Fever. Cabin Fever fucking sucks. Pancakes. Anyway, no, not Cabin Fever. Cabin in the Woods. Does Scream 4 better? No offense to Scream 4, I understand what it's trying to do, trying to revitalize this. It was a stagnant franchise at this point. Hayden Panettiere is in the movie. Love her. Smooches to you. I know you're a big fan, Hayden. Just kidding, but still. Yeah. Just watch Cabin in the Woods. That's a movie I didn't see until recently, and I was like, wow, I like this movie. Cabin in the Woods, not Scream 4. Scream 4 I saw relatively new. I didn't see it in theaters, but I saw it. I want to say Blu-ray DVD was pretty prevalent, so yeah, I would say Blu-ray. I thought it was okay. Again, Hayden Panettiere added a whole level of me enjoying it because she's one of my favorite actresses. Shout out to her again, obviously. But for the case of this movie, quick plot synopsis, it's 20-year anniversary, I think, or the 20-year anniversary of all the Ghostface killings. So Sydney's on a book tour, and she comes to her hometown, and all the killings are happening again. That's the plot. And yeah, I like Sydney as a character. She's great. At least in the first two, I like her. Scream 3, not so much, obviously. She's kind of just there. She's just kind of a damsel in distress in Scream 3. Scream 4, she's kind of smarter. She's more like, she reminds me of like a Ripley from like Alien to Aliens. She's way more capable at this point, so I like her character development in this movie. David Arquette sucks in this movie, as he sucks in all the other fucking Scream movies. It sucks that Patricia Arquette is the best horror movie um, protagonist out of the Arquette family, because she's a dream warrior. Maybe tonight you'll be gone. Like that. Shout out Dokken, whatever. Shout out them. We love them. Again, he's just kind of there. Courtney Cox and his characters are like arguing and complaining about love and whatever. It's like, all right, cool, whatever. I could do less of this. And the movie takes place with high schoolers, so again, this would appeal to me because this is my generation. I would have been in high school, and they're in high school at this point, so I get a lot of it, I guess. But I want to say Emma Roberts, not very relatable. A lot of these characters I don't really like. Maybe because I'm just a weirdo and I don't relate to a lot of people, but it is what it is. The killers are Emma Roberts and Macaulay Culkin's brother. And you find out that Emma Roberts, yeah, she's like the cousin of Sydney, and she just hates that Sydney gets all this love and notoriety and recognition, so she tries to kill her. Or tries to stage that she died and that she'll become the new. I forgot where they're at. I was gonna say Springwood, but that's not Friday. That's Nightmare on Elm Street, and Crystal Lake is Friday the 13th. So, and it ain't like the Phantasm movies that take place in like Ohio or whatever. So, actually, no, Springwood, Ohio is Friday the 13th. Or Nightmare on Elm Street. Excuse me. It's New Jersey for Crystal Lake, and I want to say Phantasm's around the Ohio area too. So maybe I was right. I was correcting myself, but Scream, you don't really know what. I want to say this is like New York is, like Long Beach. Like, this is in the more a residential area of New York. At least in my head canon. Maybe I'm wrong, but Scream 4 has, it has kills, I guess. Ghostface isn't intimidating in this movie. He hasn't been intimidating since, like, the second movie. I'm trying to think what else really happens. I'm trying to think anything. There's not a lot of kills I like in this movie. The characters' deaths are not that good. The reveal isn't that good. I don't really like Scream 4, as you can tell. Hayden Panettiere is the only thing that drags it from like and Sydney's like progression as a character from like a D to like a C. It's I won't watch it if it's on TV, but it may be someone's favorite, right? Sorry, I'm bumping the steering wheel of the car. Scream 5. I fucking hate Scream 5. Allow me to explain. Scream 5 came around during COVID, I think. So around then, at least the pandemic era, so I know the movie struggled with production, and this one was really, 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 really hyped. Like, they were, like, gonna bring back the franchise, right? Which it did. So congratulations, you did what you did. And I'm gonna spoil Scream 5 and Scream 6. The main character of this movie is the daughter of the guy from the first. I can't think of his name. Not the Matthew Lillard character, but the other guy that killed Sydney's mom, or whatever the case may be. That's her daughter, because he was sleeping around with everybody in town. So he had a child he didn't even know, which I fucking love. Great. I was like, wow, brilliant. I like where this is going. Keep that in mind. And Jenna Ortega, very famous. Everyone of my sister's generation thinks she's hot. Or to each their own. She's not one of my favorites, but hey, to each their own, right? She's good in it. I think she's great. I like everybody in this Scream 5. I was like, wow, these characters are actually kind of likable. So Some of them even to the point where I was even disappointed that they died. I was like, wow, that character shouldn't have died, and that character shouldn't have died, but it is what it is. David Arquette dies in this movie. Clap, 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 clap. Thank fucking God he's out of this franchise. Get him the fuck out of here. He sucks. Go back to wrestling, motherfucker. You suck. Nonetheless, he dies. Let me give you a quick plot synopsis of 5. 5 is about the 2 daughters of the killer from the first movie, and they're just going through life. They're trying to figure out just their identity of who they were going to be, even though they are born like Dexter of this trauma. And one sister is like parties and she's more chill, which is the Jenna Ortega, where the other one's more like she's kind of crazy. They set up in this franchise, so she's to herself and she's quiet and she sees visions of her dad often, which I like a lot. But she's scared she's gonna fall in her dad's ways. Essentially, she doesn't. And in this movie, the killers are the best way I could put it is she has like a boyfriend she meets, and essentially the boyfriend, he's connected to the other movies in some ways. Like they're like super fans of the Stabs series, and he wants to like redo all that, and he wants to. It's literally the same plot of all the other ones. They all want to be like something. They want to repeat the tragedy so that they can get the notoriety to fame. It's boring as fuck. And they all follow the same premise. That's why I hate Scream. They're all the same. He's like he wants to be in the remake of the Scream or the Stab franchise, and his girlfriend, lover, mistress, friends with benefits, whatever the case may be, she helps him. Cool. I didn't really care for the killer reveal. It was really, 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 really weak, but it's okay. There's one shot of this movie where it's like you're in the original house from the first movie, and it shows the main girl, and the world's perspective starts to shift, and it's like reminiscent of Evil Dead, and it's a beautiful shot. It's so good. It's one of the best shots in the entire franchise. So kudos to that. So I'll give another. There's things in this movie I like, and there's things in this movie I don't. But is it a good movie? As you're gonna probably ask. It is watchable. I I would recommend it. After 2, this was the one I would watch right after. Skip Scream 1, 3, and 4. Scream 5 is pretty decent. Scream 6. Oh boy, this is Scream 2 and Scream 6 are the movies if I were to make like long depth, informative, scene by scene reviews, like a la Nostalgia Critics, Cinema Style AVGN, like Cinemassacre, Monster Madness style. This would be the 2 movies I would like to do it on. Scream 6. This movie has the best intro out of all the Scream movies. And this movie disappointed me because it gives you a false sense of believing. Allow me to explain. The beginning of this movie starts with a bunch of kids. They essentially kill a teacher, and you find out they're just playing, not Jigsaw, excuse me, Ghostface. Which makes me believe, oh my god. It gives you this false sense of belief that, oh my god, they're gonna let anyone could be Ghostface in this movie, because what people are doing and what I thought they were trying to set up is that it's Halloween and people that were just like kind of like Halloween, the movie, not even the holiday. There's people wearing masks everywhere. People dress up as Ghostface. They're fans of the Stab franchise, and you just don't know whether or not that's the real Ghostface or that's the real Michael Myers. So it leaves this sense of wonderment. Immediately gets thrown out the wayside because the characters that were playing that Ghostface get killed by another Ghostface. I was like, okay, all right, sure. Which leads into the movie. Quick premise of this is that the killings are happening. They're following them to New York because they move. The sisters from the first movie, Jenna Ortega, and I can't think of the other actress' name. I'm so sorry. She's great. Doesn't take away from her performance. She's a fantastic actress. Those two essentially move with their friends to college or whatever. to the big city, and they're living in an apartment. They're just trying to get away from their past. And I like that. But, you know, alas, Ghostface killings happen. This movie, I don't like any of the killers. There's 3 of them. So we went from 1, 2, 3. Okay. You find out the killers in this movie are just mad because they killed... You find out the son and the brother was... The son and brother of the current Ghostface were the son and brother from the last movie that was the Ghostface killer. Essentially, it's a movie about family wanting to set revenge on these sisters. Which is stupid. Okay, I'm like, oh my god, why? Whatever. Hayden Panettiere is in this movie too, so I was like, oh, Hayden Panettiere and this Latinx woman that are so good, 2 thumbs up. So that the level grade went from like a C to a B. Sorry, I'm fanboying over it. I'm sorry. I love Hayden Panettiere. She's in the movie. She's helping. She becomes like a PI. She's a better Courtney Cox character. I would love to see more of her. You can get rid of Courtney Cox in this franchise. She's worthless. She's boring. Make Hayden Panettiere the Courtney Cox equivalent. Make her be the investigative journalist, cop, detective character. She does it way better. You believe her. The sisters are all their friends are starting to die or get attacked and all this stuff. Because there's a ghost face. As you find out again, there's 3 of them on the loose. And they're all out for revenge because all their friends killed everybody. This movie introduces her boyfriend. I like this guy, actually. And I like her because there's an interaction in this movie where right before she faces off against all these ghost faces, the boyfriend's like, please let me come with you. And she's like, no. And he's just like, okay. No, that's it. That's it. In any other horror movie, there would have been like 35 minutes of like, oh, honey, but you can't do this. Oh, I can't. Please, you can. No, he's just like, okay, this is whatever. This is between you and your past. The only way you can resolve this is by you being you. So he just like, I believe in you, I love you, and you can do this. And she's like, thank you. And they just move past it. I thought that was beautiful, excellent, done well. Breath of fresh air. So her character goes out essentially, and they find out that the love interest of the boyfriend of the Ghostface from the first movie, him and his family are just obsessed with it, so they collect all the Ghostface memorabilia, merchandise, knives, killings, pictures, crime scene footage. They own like a gallery of all the best of Ghostface, right? And it freaks her out. As I stated earlier in the first movie, she sees visions of her dad, and her dad's like, you have to just give in. You're my daughter, and if you can just kill them and you can move on, and you and your sister and your friends will be safe, and you never have to worry. And she's like, no, Dad, please, I can't do that. I can't give into this. And he's like, yeah, but it's in your blood. Simple as. Just like Dexter, even though he wants to be this, humble, quiet, meek person, and in their heart of hearts, they're killers. And I love that about this movie. I was like, oh my god, she is going to give into this. And she does. She gives into her dark urges, and she literally becomes a killer. And not in the way in the first movie to defend herself in order for her and her sister to survive. No, she actually gives in the same way her father gives in. And that's to spoil the ending. The ending is her longingly looking, and she reminds me of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, tied back into my Mòodas Leatherface. She's given in. She's okay with who she is, and she's fine with it. And I love that. And it pisses me off because the next movie, they're making another one, spoiler. She's not the main character. Her and the studio got into fucking beef. They hate each other. So they just wrote her out, allegedly. They're going to make Jenna Ortega the main character, which is fine. But one of my biggest pet fucking peeves in horror movies to this day is when a movie... Excuse me, I'm bumping into my car because I'm angry. Halloween 4 did this. Halloween 2, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 did this. Scream 6 did this. They set up Friday, Part 5 does this with Tommy. These movies all set up for these characters to become killers, from Jamie Lloyd from Halloween 4 to Angel Myers in Halloween 2, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, to, like I said, Tommy Jarvis from Friday Part 5, to her and Scream, like, they're all meant to become these killers, and none of these movies ever do anything to follow up on it. Especially this one. This one is the most earned because she sees her dad. She knows she wants to be Ghostface now, and she wants to continue his legacy because she feels that's the only way she can stay connected to him. And I thought, oh my god, I can't wait for the next movie. This is so good. I was literally, when I saw the end of this movie, I was so freaking hyped. I was like, they did that. Oh my god, thank you. And no, just throw it away like tears in the rain. It didn't even matter. Tried so hard, got so far, but in the end, it didn't even matter. And that saddens me because it's like, damn, I want that. But not. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. It was fun making. Again, apologies for the audio. It wouldn't be a Jews video without shitty audio. I'm not by the microphone. I'm not by the headset. I'm using the phone. Even then, I'm not even like an 8 close to it, and it still pops. I don't understand my voice just carries. Like the songs say, voices carry. Nonetheless, hope you guys and gals enjoy watching. Hope y'all spooky season is going fantastic. Mine has not been going, but it is what it is. Sorry, I know people have been trying to talk to me, but I just want to be Mr. Full. I am myself, just not in the right mindset to want to speak to anyone. All I feel like is causing misery and agony because that's how I feel. I'm just miserable and agonizing pain. And I don't want to spread that to any of you because I love y'all and y'all deserve my pain. My stomach pain should be literally my own discomfort. I shouldn't have to spread my misery to others, so I just don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to be around nobody. I don't want to look at nobody. I want to cease to exist, is the best way to put it. But that's why I've been making all these videos, because at least something gives my mind something to do. And they're fun to make, and I'm always going to make them as long as there's people watching, liking, subscribing, and sharing, whatever the case may be. I wouldn't be here without y'all. Again, I would probably cease to exist. That's why I would have no drive to do anything. But let me not keep you guys and gals any further. Hope you enjoy your spooky season, or whatever time of season you may be watching this video. I love y'all. I'm always sending blessings and well wishes to y'all, guys and gals. And stay tuned for more videos. 50 subscriber live stream finale special. Dub Edition remix should be coming up, so stay tuned for that. But until then, stay based and love y'all.